You're
Like,
not ready for
are you
this?
ready? No. Boop. Live. 3, 2, 1.
Live. We're live, guys. Look at that. Look how quick you can hit live these days. It's very unusual. So many different conversations have been had since we've even spoken to you, the public out there. So what do you find interesting, Andrew? What do you find interesting today?
What do I find? So, well, I had an interesting conversation with a neighbour who said he's got a concern for the young generation, and I said, "Why is that?" And he goes, "They drink too much. They drink too much."
What is too much?
Well, I don't know. That's just open. So I was intrigued.
No, I just thought I'd open that because there are some truth in that. Lots of people are drinking more, right? Have we been led to a certain point that we've been stuck through COVID and they got us all stuck, all wanting to drink because that was the only thing that we could do because we had idle minds and didn't really know what to do with them?
I'm listening. Keep going.
You're listening.
I don't have the answer.
Well, you don't have the answer. Well, it was more. I was posing it as a question to you, but maybe it's posing a question directly to all the different people out there who come across this, because we're finding a lot of people are suffering and nothing's really being done. Nothing's been done by the people directly, because people aren't doing anything for themselves. They're relying on other people when everything needs to be done by you to begin with. Everything starts with you, because I think I've started posting this only on TikTok, but I haven't really posted anything on any of the social media. So I was testing a few different things, and the fastest way to test anything at the moment is to test it directly on TikTok, because the engagement, the level of engagement on TikTok and Instagram, funny enough, Instagram has one of the quickest ways of interacting and engaging with people, and people tend to like things and they listen to it, but are they really engaged in listening to the message? So the message that I've been trying to put out to people is that everything needs to begin with you, and if it doesn't begin with you, it can't go any further than that. It gets stuck with you, and you're looking for answers from everyone else instead of actually looking for it from you first, because only you know the answers. All the things that you ever needs to come from you first. Does that make sense to you? Ooh. So
yeah. Well, it's good because it's the conversations we've been having, and you do have those moments. So what about those moments we were saying recently where you've got someone says, or they went and did the garden or something. So there was an example there where they went and did the garden, and then a family member goes, I was just thinking about doing that. I was just thinking about doing that this morning or yesterday, and it's like, whoa, that was freaky. So how connected are we?
How connected? If you can think it. It's energy that you've already put out there, right? All the thoughts and everything that anyone could ever think about it's an energy. And I think that's what it comes down to. Energy and vibration and frequencies. And people are, and so many other people have figured this out. But what happened to these people? Did they fall off, or were they taken out? Here's the conspiracy. I'm jumping into conspiracy territory here, and a lot of people are going to start thinking about this and go, hey, has Sandro gone loopy? No. Have I opened up and awoken to specific things? Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. It's a conversation you'll need to have with me, right? So a lot of other people out there, if you listen to them, they speak in clarity, and they don't even have to think about all the things that they speak, because it's coming directly from their heart. And if everything comes directly from your heart, you don't even have to try and think about it, because it's pure, and its intent is always going to be the best that it can be. And that's one of the things that people don't have, that the intentions to do anything at all. So here's that conversation piece, when I'm starting to find a lot of all these different people who have very specific parts of energy. Yeah, that doesn't matter at the moment. At the moment, I am on a mission, so you can put whatever you want on there. I will call you eventually, and that will happen within time. So if you put anything out here, I'm not going to call you. So stop pushing it.
I've passed on the message.
There you go.
Have it?
You can pass on a message, but I can remove that. Here we go. So
yes.
at the moment, I'm on a mission, and putting anything out there means that you're blocking anything that I've got to currently do, and anything else that you push out there means that I cannot do what I need to do.
What's the mission?
There's only one mission. The mission is to unite everyone else and to move everyone out of this thinking. This thinking of lack and fear, and the intensity that they're not getting anything when everything that they need is within themselves. They need to first start with themselves and not worry about other people. And if you worry about other people, then you're not worrying about yourself or thinking about anything else that you might need to do. And by starting with you, you're starting with everything else that's ever needed in anything in this world. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty solid mission. So the environment. So what's the environment like at the moment to tackle that mission? What are we experiencing and need?
What are we experiencing at the moment? A lot of people are in some sort of lack mentality, and they're fearing things that aren't even there. They're fearing things for themselves. That's just something that doesn't even exist. A lot of fears are really something that's in the future that you're thinking that you're lacking, that you don't have, or may not have, or may think you don't have, even to the point that you could say that you are missing many different things. That's exactly what started my healing journey, knowing I have to heal myself. Here we go. Kate, hello,
yes,
Kate. I'm not even seeing how many different people who are currently in the stream at the moment, but you will notice a lot of the people who are starting to wake up to these things that's really for themselves. It's there's nothing wrong with it, with dealing with things for yourself, because if you can work on healing yourself first, then you can start helping other people. It's like that. It's like the case of, like, you're in the plane. You've always read these things on the plane, right? Saying, put the damn mask on yourself first before you even put it on anyone else. Because if you can't do that, you're not going to be able to breathe. It's the plane going down, and the different altitudes and the different sort of compressions and the different types of pressures that's about to happen to you as the plane is going down, that if you did not put that mask on you first, you're not going to be able to breathe and help anyone else. But if you had managed to put that on, you could possibly have helped 10 other people around you before the whole plane goes down, and could possibly have saved them.
That's a great example, and that's what. Yeah, that's some of the feeling is that I've got to help others, but if we lose ourselves and put so much energy into others, which is not, it's not a bad thing, but there's that same thing. We need to put energy into ourselves.
Well, there you go. Did you expect this conversation today?
No, that's what this was a bit of a snap live, wasn't it? So if anyone else wants to love this conversation, thanks for jumping in, Kate.
Love this conversation. Would you like to jump in? Should we send an invite to you? Do you want to jump in? Kate, do you want to jump in?
Can we do it on this platform?
We can, as long as we invite and manage to send that same link. Kate, jump in the conversation. Let's have a conversation today.
Did you just send it the link?
I sent you the link. So.
Oh, me?
Here we go.
Yeah, I'll copy it across. Okay, I'll send you don't have to, but if you do want to jump in the conversation, then you're more than welcome to. But it's a bit of a snap live. We were like, oh, we should just do one, and I've got COVID at home, and the boys trying to keep them fit. Okay, no worries.
Oh no, cool. You've got COVID?
Yeah, look after them.
That's
and yourself.
Yeah, you have to look after yourself. Remember that conversation. If that plane is going down, there we go. That's I don't know where that's come from, but that's just something that's coming out of nowhere, right? It's also the hey, did I get to speak to you about the different chakras when I went to see Sarah yesterday? She's a Reiki master, and she was talking to many other people, and the other people are talking about the different levels of, there's 7 chakras, right? We've got the root chakra, you've got the sacral chakra, you've got the solar plexus, you've got the heart chakra, you've got the throat, you've got the third eye, and you've got the crown chakra. These are the 7 chakras, but they also have specific energy levels, and it comes down to she put this in my mind yesterday that the first 7 years of our lives we don't really know anything about, right? Because we are being programmed by everything else that's out there. And I think that the message I got from that is that the first 7 years of our lives is the programming of everything that surrounds us and everything that is near and dear to us. Because in that first 7 years, if you are not protected and shielded from many different things, you are automatically in this response. So bum, I would have loved to join you. Hey, we might have to have another one of these and get you to just come. Maybe many different people need to come to these conversations. The 7 chakra, right? The first 7 years, we are relying on the root chakra, which is the grounding and getting ourselves grounded. And this comes from many different cultures, and it predates back to hundreds and thousands of years. And of course, there's all these old practices that talked about it, but everything is in 7-year cycles. And what got me was, I remember speaking to an Aboriginal elder in the South. What's the river in South Australia? What's the river in South Australia? Help me, people. Kate, anyway.
Yarra?
Yeah, Yarra's in Melbourne, in Victoria.
So, you said I haven't done much travelling.
Wrong state. What's the river that dried up? What's the river that dried up? Anyway, this Aboriginal elder.
Keep talking, I'll Google. Thanks, Google.
Elder said that everything happens in 7-year cycles, and he told me this 14 years ago. Was that 14 years ago? I'm just trying to recollect now. Was that 14 years ago? Anyway, he told me this, and it would have been something like 2008. How long? 14 years ago. Oh, 14 years ago. 2 cycles ago. Anyway, he says everything happens in 7-year cycles. You will notice that things change quite a lot every 7 years. And now we are in the 7-year cycle. In that conversation with him, it means that we are finishing a specific cycle now, moving on to something different. Now, you asked me yesterday when we ran into someone specific what the message was. and anything else that the Murray River.
Thanks, Kate.
Murray River. There's paddle steamers. They're great, but a lot of old people are on these paddle steamers, and I recall speaking to many people who are in their 60s and 70s, and they had a lot of wisdom to part with. So it was great conversations. And the great conversations, because now I'm coming back in full circle to what was happening yesterday, is that the wisdom comes from people who have lived in the past, who have actually lived. So they have a lot to say, but we still have to separate parts of the truth from that, because a lot of it would still be convoluted by the things that they have experienced or trying to pass from other people, because a lot of the things that have happened in the past is in the past and it's gone, but it's something to learn from, but people still get stuck in. I'm just going to go in silence to just
that's channeling.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, it came up yesterday on, well, my thinking was authenticity. Because we were talking about, like, what is authentic anymore? And then we ran into this person who they're well known in rugby league, and I don't know how much to say, but
yes,
rugby league, their personality, radio, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's funny, we're talking about authenticity, and he was there with his, what we assume was a family member, and
maybe
he showed authentic. Hey,
maybe
it wasn't. Maybe that's instead of assume. Never make an ass out of you and me. I know that old thing. But it was more that authentic, like what makes something authentic, and the message that came through was about being humble. So he was humble to this person because he was helping them up. There was an elderly member helping up the stairs. And I even saw the message out in the car park. So being, I guess the message was about being.
Tell them what happened, because like it was really interesting how you came about all these things, and just tell them exactly what happened. Why not? Just tell them. Go for it.
Yeah, well, because we were talking about it, and then it was like, so what's just happened right here? And we're like, there must be like a. So being about being humble. Hey Sarah. And then there was this car in the car park, and the number plate was humble. Like, it was weird. It was like weird coincidence. Maybe I saw it and then just put it there, or I just said it and then saw. I don't know. But humble beginnings.
Why do you question it? Why not just?
Well, it's still that. It's still the open. Maybe that is it. I don't know. It's still the open.
It's signs coming through, right? There's even signs. It's like the signs of when you start thinking about something and something starts popping into your life, or you start telling people about what you want to try and do, and you start attracting all the different people that's really required to get there. Then there's the things like the thing about Delica. And now I'm like really looking at, or is it Delica? Because
that's right.
Delica is. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing.
Because I said that the other day, I thought, maybe it's similar to Salika.
It's Salika.
Sarah, do you want to jump in? Sarah, you're welcome to. Anyone out there, you're welcome to jump in. We'll send you a link. You join the conversation.
Maybe we could do this and just go. Let's see who's game. Let's see who is game, and we could do this quickly and publish it. Go.
Just letting you know, we're just coming up to the 20-minute mark as well.
20-minute mark, jeez.
It's not the official time checker.
So there's a link over there. Oh, link.
The
camera's here, so
I wasn't watching. Look at the other screen.
Yeah, because then
anyway,
it's pointing the opposite.
Yeah. how many times? We're just soaking up a minute here.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's my channel for today.
Well, even back on energy, so there was a conversation that I was involved in with a parent and talking about energy and explaining it to the kids. Because when we're telling the kids about, like, when you charge, like, we need to energy. Oops, something went wrong. Try reloading the page. It's still on, right? Okay.
We're still on. Yes.
We're still okay. So yeah, energy and explaining it to the kids, but because we can exhaust ourselves, but how do we tell the kids about recharging ourselves? And it came down to, like with a phone, when you've got a phone and the battery's low, we need to plug it in and recharge it. So we as humans also need to have our rest and our downtime, because that's how we recharge our batteries and then go again.
We are only fatigued by things that do not serve our purpose or anything that we do not want to do. Because if we do want to do something or want to achieve something, we will actually look at finding ways, and the energy itself will keep coming through without even having to think that you had this energy or had not had this energy. It comes back to many different things in the past, where there are things like the people who have saved people in victorious parts of many different battles that's currently out there. If you think of Joan of Arc, if you think of things like Alexander the Great and what they did, they had so much energy because they had a specific purpose, and they didn't finish or had exhausted themselves, or felt like that they had exhausted themselves until they have completed what they needed to finish.
I've got nothing else to add. That was all you.
Or was that me? Was that me? Or was that something coming through?
Maybe.
So, if you're really passionate about something, would you... Do you recall many different things where you are on a specific level where you're really passionate about something that you would not stop talking about it, to a point of even having many different people that are surrounded you? It's kind of some of the conversations that we've had at some of the networking meetings. Some of the networking meetings have already finished 2 hours ago, but you're still in this conversation, deep in this conversation, because you are at a specific energy level that you thought you were tired and expected to have left 2 hours ago, but you didn't. Explain that.
It's happened many times. Well, what's the environment like then? So you've obviously met someone who's aligned, and you're both passionate about a similar topic or something that you're aligned with. And maybe it does, like, it. We've seen it in some of the groups, in some of the networking groups. You're like, there's the loud ones over there, they're laughing and all that, and then you've got the other ones that are just deep in conversation. Like, people break off, and depending on the conversation.
Keep going with it. Keep going.
That's just the conversation.
I know where you want to go with it, but go for it.
I mean, we even find it too when we have some of these conversations. We just go bang, 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 bang. And how many times we go, oh, geez, what did we just say? We needed to record that all the time.
So,
but we're both on. We've found a level that, and then what do we do with that? How do we move forward and take those discussions and put them into action? Isn't
that what a lot of people are currently doing now? That's you you've got me onto a couple of different podcasts and some things that you've been listening to, where they are speaking at a different level of truth. It's a level of truth because there's nothing really hidden from the truth. When something is spoken with great intent and truth, there is nothing else to hide, but then you are all then speaking without judgment or prejudgment from many different things that's out there, or have anything that you've had in the past of experiences. Like a lot of the things that stop us from even talking or speaking out to many different things is because we are afraid of what someone else might say, or afraid of their own judgment or prejudgment of what you might have because of past experiences. Now, without even thinking that these things exist, and that you feel safe at a specific level, and that you feel like you're safe with other people in being able to open up, then it allows room for people to talk about all the things that they might need to.
So what I'm thinking is, yeah, what's the environment like? Are you being supported? Are things just being shut down without, like, actually, that's one of the things that I was thinking about this morning, like when you're in a classroom and if someone's not paying attention, and do you, like, as a teacher, do you go, "Oi, you,
sit down,
focus"?
I am focused on myself.
But have you been put in the classroom because, like, have you been put in this particular subject or classroom because you've been told to, and it's just not of interest or resonating with you? But what's the, rather than shutting it down, what's the reason? And what's the reason you're feeling this way?
Because they have been given this authority figure, that or have been seen as an authority figure outside of who they deem an authority other than the parents. They are then thought to have the same powers as what a parent should have, when the parent is really the main authority figure in their minds to begin with. Because after you have gone past the age of 7 and you appear to have a different level of consciousness. Now, there's so many different studies around this, and to prove that we are in this theta stage, and this comes back to Juanita with her hypnotherapy the other night. She was talking about all the different levels of our brain activity, and when she is going in hypnotherapy, she is going into the stage of theta brainwaves, and the theta brainwaves are the first 7 years of our lives, and the first 7 years of our lives is our programming. And what is the first 7 years of our lives of programming? It's about authority and who they should be listening to. And the first things that parents will tell you, or anyone else would, is that they would tell you to listen to teachers and others and everyone else that they might respect, when they have not made and some of it is made without prejudgment, and only because they are a specific age, or they are older, that you should be listening to them, when in fact we may or should not have been listening to some people. Now, get that. So hypnotherapy comes back to that age of programming. So that's very interesting. Hypnotherapy could help come back to some of that programming, or some of the things that have been learned, and to reprogram everything that's in your mind. And that's why Juanita brings something very, very different. Shout out to Juanita Smith. And have I got the book? I haven't got the book here. That book on addictions. It's great.
Yeah, reprogramming. That's what that's what I was thinking. All right. Just watching the top. We can. This is the conversation can just keep going. But yeah, we should end it there.
We should end it here.
Got work to do. Let's get down to business.
Get down to business. What are you planning in today? Anyway, that is my channel for today. That is one hell of a channel. I'm going to have to watch that again. I don't remember any of it.
It's out there now.
Yeah, no.
Play it back.
Oh, geez. What did I say? Are you like, was I me?
So we'd love to hear it. If we will do more of these. If you don't want to hear any more, then you can just unfollow.
Screw you guys. I'm going home. Oh, damn it. I am home.
If you want more of these, then we love the encouragement.
Love the encouragement. Oh, there should have been a link on the coffee.
The coffee? What link?
Remember we were doing the coffee thing?
Which part? There's so many parts.
They can give us a coffee. They can, if they like any of these things, to support us with a coffee, because we love coffees.
Like I said, I said it last week. We got to work on the outros and the intros. Anyway, we'll end it there.
Okay.
Thanks, Kate. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, everyone.
Gloria, thank you. See ya.
Ending the stream.